Hi, I'm Aislinn. I own Aislinn Kate Photography here in Pensacola, Florida. We're hoping to give you some insight to help you plan the best wedding possible in terms of photographs.
So engagement portraits. These are one of my favorite types of shoots to do, and I do them for the majority of my clients. I found that the same questions seem to come up over and over again. So this is a great opportunity for me to go through those questions and give you some good answers here from your photographer's perspective. First is, why should you even take engagement portraits? There's a couple of really good practical reasons from a photography perspective. The first and most obvious is taking engagement portraits gives you a chance to get comfortable with your photographer. So on your wedding day, there's no surprises. It'll be like stepping in front of the camera of someone that's an old friend instead of someone you didn't know, so there's no anxiety there. It also gives your photographer a chance to get a sense of you and physically which angles are most flattering. In terms of personality, what types of poses feel the most natural for you and your groom, because everyone is different. So that saves time on your wedding day and makes your actual wedding photos much more efficient. Where should you take your engagement portraits? I always start by asking my clients if there's somewhere meaningful to them. I've shot engagement portraits in the hallway of a high school where my clients first started dating, in a local brewery. We're a military town here in Pensacola, so I shoot out at the Naval Air Station all the time. My favorite is I once shot in a private airplane because my couple were aviators. So if there's something special to you or to the two of you as a couple, don't be afraid to mention it to your photographer. Sometimes we can take ideas and really run with it and come up with something special. If there's not somewhere specific, don't worry. Let your photographer know what types of photos you're drawn to as you look at them online. Do you find you really like pictures with a lot of bright sun flare taken on the beach? Do you like romantic pictures taken in a garden? Let your photographer know your style, and I'm sure that they will be able to direct you to a location in your area that can accomplish those same looks. The biggest question is always, what do we wear? The most important thing is to wear something that makes you feel comfortable and something that makes you feel confident. You don't want to dress like someone else for your engagement portrait. You want to look like you. If you're someone who feels the most confident when you're all dressed up for a night out, then wear a cocktail dress and high heels for your engagement portrait. If you are very casual, try cut-off jeans and a tank top. Your outfit choices should reflect you, and they will also help inform the direction that your engagement portrait takes for your photographer. If you're still not sure, bring multiple outfits. I often have clients come with 3 or 4 or 5 options, and we look at them together on the day of the shoot and make those final decisions then. Also, I really encourage you to consider having your hair and makeup professionally done for your engagement portrait. These are probably the last professional pictures that you will have taken of you and your husband not wearing wedding clothes for years. So I think it's definitely worth a little bit of extra time to make them as special as you can. So when are you supposed to take an engagement portrait? I would say on average, I shoot an engagement portrait about 6 months before a wedding, but it really depends on what you want to do with them. Are you planning on using these photos for a save the date card? If so, we might shoot a year or more out. If you're just taking them for the two of you, sometimes a month is enough time. So it really just depends on what you want. In terms of the time of day, please be flexible. Let your photographer suggest the right time so that you're maximizing that natural sunlight and getting the most out of your pictures. The biggest advice I can give from a photography standpoint is to encourage you to be open to shooting your engagement portraits on a weekday instead of on a weekend. As wedding photographers, our weekends book up very early with weddings. So if you're really stuck on taking your engagement portrait on a Saturday or a Sunday, it can be difficult in terms of scheduling and the time frame you want. If you're open to a weekday, most photographers are much more flexible. There's also some very good photo reasons why a weekday is better. Most notably, if you're shooting in a public location like a marina or the beach or a park, you have a lot fewer pedestrians on a Wednesday than you will on a Saturday, which will allow your photographer the freedom to be creative in their angles without having to worry about cropping out. So the biggest reason people don't want to do it on a weekday is most people work Monday to Friday, which I totally understand. The way I look at it, you have no problem taking 2 or 3 hours off of work to go to the dentist. Do it for your engagement portrait. Take half a day, go get your hair and makeup done, make it a special experience that results in the best photos you possibly can, because because it's the only time you're gonna have a chance to take these photos. Sorry, I did so well with not having to break, and at the very end I lost it. I'm sorry. I have one more thing to say. I know, I just one. You don't even have to hold it up. I have one last thing to say.